Alright. Hey. So, it's officially the 16th. But I really wasn't well, and I'm still not all that better. Yesterday. And I wanted to do it yesterday. But I guess it's close enough now. So it's been officially a month and a week. A month and a week that I have been living in a tent. And it's probably a really good time to do this right now, because I'm not well. I turn it up a little bit because I'm at work and it's really noisy. But it's probably a good time to do it because I'm really not feeling well right now. Last night I've been having some serious anxiety with everything piling on top of me, and so the acid reflux and just all kinds of different things going on right now. Body sores. My body hurts. I've got chest muscle pains from sleeping all scrunched on the ground, and my feet hurt every day because I don't even know. I don't even know how to explain it. But because the hard ground is hard, it's really getting to me. No, I have not bought an air mattress. The people in Nepal do not have air mattresses. They're living on the ground. Even the ones that are not earthquake victims, and they're living in the slums, they're digging ditches in the dirt and sleeping in the dirt. You know, it's a common practice. Yes, some of them have beds. Yes, lucky them. But there are people that don't. I know I don't have to be doing what I'm doing. So don't get snooty, alright? I know a couple of you that I know probably are watching this and are getting snooty about it. Don't get fucking snooty. I'm fully aware that I don't have to be putting myself through this. But one of the biggest reasons why I'm doing it is because it's helping to remind me that there are thousands of people, thousands, not just hundreds, thousands of people doing this right now. And they have to be doing it. I don't have to be doing it. But they have to. They do it when they're sick. And they do it when they're well, and the thing is that after 1 month, I'm not well. I'm not physically well. I mean, just to stretch out, that hurts. I'm not physically well. They don't get massages. I don't get to go see the chiropractor. They get up every day and they go to work. Like this. And that's what I've been doing. And I've been doing this for 1 month. I've been doing it since April and before that. So it's a reminder to me of why I'm doing what I'm trying to do. Is to put myself through this. It's a lot easier to forget if you're stacked up in a nice comfortable bed, you know, getting up and having a toilet right there. You know, I'm lucky enough I can come in and use the facilities here at work, you know. But there's a lot of slum communities that are by the thousands with just a few toilets. So where are they going? I'm pretty sure I know. On a little more of an animated note, I've had a couple of adventures the last couple of nights. Last night, laying in bed, you know, my feet are flat, I'm laying flat on my back, trying to help this pain that I've got in my chest. And it's a muscle pain, it's not, I'm pretty sure it's a muscle pain anyway. It shoots up into my neck, so I'm all jacked up, but, so I'm laying flat on my back, and about 3:30 in the morning, I feel this. Underneath my feet. It's raining. It's raining nowadays. Last 3 days, something like that. And nights. It's been raining. So the critters are trying to find somewhere safe and dry. The first foot that came up, I was asleep, you know, came up and came back down, and then it stayed kind of hanging out in the middle of my feet for a couple of seconds, enough for me to wake up like completely and realize what was going on. And when it came up underneath my other foot, I smacked it as hard as I could. I kicked it as hard as I could, and I remember screaming no, because my biggest fear was not the fact that it's underneath my feet, because I know that it's underneath the tent. That's not a big deal, you know. If it wanted to crawl up at my feet, you know, underneath the tent and just stay still, I would have pretended it was a dog and just gone back to sleep, you know. My biggest fear was it ripping a hole in my tent. No. I need that fucker, you know? It's raining right now. The last thing that I need is a big-ass friggin' hole in my tent, in the floor, where the water is going underneath my tent and coming up in... No. My tent's already jacked up enough as it is. So I kicked it as hard as I could, screamed no, and felt it scurry out from underneath my tent. Went back to sleep. It was soft. It was fluffy. And it hissed. So, today I'm like looking online. Wild animals in Utah that hiss. You know, trying to figure out what the hell this thing is. I know it wasn't a snake. I've owned lots of snakes, and so I know for a fact it wasn't a snake. It was definitely something fluffy, and it was a little critter. Yeah. Anyway, so after I kicked it, I realized that it was something cute and fluffy and adorable, and I felt really bad. But it probably had rabies. I don't know. I don't know. So, you know, that's a concern. Anyway, so I found raccoons. Raccoons hiss. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that raccoons hiss. I know that they get pissed off, and I know that they can rip your face off, but I didn't know that they hiss. So, I'm like, well, maybe, but it wasn't really that big. You know, it was maybe about that big, you know. It wasn't really that big. Raccoons get a little bit bigger than that, you know, I'm fairly sure. So, I really don't think it was a raccoon. So tonight, I went home early, because my acid reflux was so bad, I ended up, like, running to the bathroom and hacking. And so I needed to go lay down. And, so I went home early, and I got in bed, and fell asleep, and I've got some styrofoam in my tent up against the wall of the tent. I'm sorry, I'm staggering a lot. I'm stuttering a lot. I've got a massive headache to go along with everything, but I got some styrofoam leaning up against the wall of the tent, and all of a sudden I hear the styrofoam going off, and I'm like, that little fucker's in my tent. So I jump up, and I'm sitting up, and I'm looking around, and I don't see anything. And it's already nighttime. It's already late and dark, and there's a huge light right outside my tent. So if anybody passes by, if anybody, comes close to the tent, or if anything comes close to the tent, I can see its shadow. So I'm like looking around inside on the floor, and I'm like, I don't think it's in here. And then I hear something up above me, and I look up, and I see it. Not a raccoon. This thing is definitely not a raccoon. Don't know what it is. Still, definitely not a raccoon. It is long, and it has a tail. I don't know. It could have just been the shadow that made it look huge too, so mind you. But the tail looked about this big. The body looked to be about the same size. And it's up there with its 4 little critter legs on the roof of my tent. And I'm pretty sure it's underneath the tarp at this point. But the tarp comes out so that the rain can come off of it. So I'm like, you little fucker, there you are. So I had to laugh, because when I was telling my friend, one of my coworkers here, one of my brothers, my soldiers, about this, he started laughing. He's like, what, whack-a-mole? So after I got up, and I just volleyball spiked it as hard as I could off of my tent, hoping that it would get the idea to not come back. I just started laughing. I'm like, whack-a-mole. I don't think it's a mole, though. I really don't think it's a mole. Yeah, so those are my adventures for the last couple of nights. Is something tried to get up close and personal, and made me miss my dog, that's for sure, who is apparently getting very big. The new owner sent me a picture. I'm very happy about that. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. It really does mean the world to me that he's being taken care of really well. Made me miss my puppy. I did get my application done today for my passport. No backing out now. I do wish that I was getting a little bit more support from a certain somebody on this. It doesn't matter, you know? I just wish I did. I can't back out of it. I can't back out of this. I can't. A whole month I've put so much into this already. I can't back out. I don't want to back out. But I can't back out. Something is pushing me and something is driving me. And I find it insulting. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm not well. But I find it slightly insulting that certain people I'm going to put this public because they're not on my Facebook. But I find it insulting that certain people think that this is a vacation for me. If you knew the body pains that I'm dealing with right now. If you knew how bad my feet hurt to walk on them right now. From sleeping on the hard ground on my side. I'm pretty sure it's from sleeping on my hips. Cutting off a little bit of circulation here and there. You'd know this is not a fucking vacation. Vacations are fun and they're enjoyable. And even though the excitement and little adventures of the weasel, maybe, rat, I don't know, anyway, whatever it is, and a couple of other things that happened that it's been kind of fun. It's been raining. I currently have a puddle in my tent. Because at the very beginning of this, somebody thought it'd be a really smart idea to bust a pole through my tarp. So my tent's pretty jacked up, which I'll be buying a new one before I leave because I plan on taking a tent with me just as a backup plan for the temple. I'm supposed to be staying in the temple, but I'm me, so I gotta have a backup plan. So I'm gonna buy a smaller tent, and this one will stay exactly where it is, and I'm gonna let somebody know it's there. A specific somebody was not having the best of time right now. And they're homeless. I would bring them in right now, but it's a guy, and yeah. But he can have my tent when I leave. He can't have my sleeping bag, though. I need my sleeping bag. I've got a couple of people, too, that I want to give a shout out to. I don't know. This is almost a 20-minute long video, so I don't know if they're going to sit through the whole thing. But if they do, you've got dreams. You've got ideas of what it is that you want to do with your life. And the thing is that there's only one thing and one person stopping you from doing that. You can make up a billion excuses. There's really only one person stopping you. Kids don't get in the way. They'd love the adventure, too. Do what you gotta do to make yourself happy, you know. Happiness is important. Yeah. It's like I tell my kids, you know, and my youngest finally caught on to this and spit it back in my face one day, and I kind of giggled, and I was a little bit proud, but life is long. Even for those who are taken too soon, life is long. It's too long to be looking back on it, wishing that you had, regretting that you didn't. That's a long video to watch. I mean, this is video, it's 20 minutes long now. But your life through your head, that's a long fucking video to watch. Full of regrets. There's no reason for it. If there's something that you want to do, figure out a way to do it. You're the only one stopping you. You're the only one stopping you from adventures and having stories to tell. To be able to share stories with people about experiences that you've had, it is so much better than hearsay. Sharing hearsay with other people. Because you can share the experiences and you can teach them firsthand what it is that they need to watch out for or how it is they need to accomplish things. Rather than just, oh, I heard that. It doesn't hold a lot of water. I hope that all three of my babies, all three of them, live life like it was meant to be lived. And enjoy it 150%. They've already been through enough. It's time to start enjoying life. The only one stopping you is you. Love you all.